Hi, my name is Elna from elnakane.com, and for the last few weeks, I've been hearing a lot of freelancers, graphic designers, just writers in general, talk about this wave of AI information and how they might be losing jobs, or their friends are losing jobs, or they're seeing a lot of cuts from big businesses. What is happening, and how can freelance writers still gain some jobs and make money and stay home? I'm going to show you how to beat AI with a brand new service, right? Because right now the landscape is a little bit dicey. Right now there might be people that want to throw in the towel and don't want to do any writing online, but I want you to hold on just for a bit. I want you to wait until everything settles, because right now things are every day, new tools, new services, new ideas are showing up with AI, with ChatGPT and all of that. And so we just have to wait and see what the landscape's going to be, 6 months down the road, a year from now. In the meantime, I want you to think about offering a new service. So I'm going to show you a new service that I think all writers should be offering right now. All right. So ChatGPT can already do these things. I've had it write listicles for me and how-to blog posts. And you know what? Businesses want this type of content. A lot of my clients want high list posts and they want deep dives into how to do something. And so ChatGPT, Jasper AI, all the other writing tools can incorporate these types of content that it can put out if you prompt it right. So what can we do? Aside from adding more value to your content in a more journalistic manner, you can beat AI by offering a new service. So what is that? Along with your SEO blog writing service or your white paper service, I want you to offer content refreshing services. Now, this is important because businesses can gain evergreen value from older content. Updating old articles is just as important as producing new ones, and it can help you get a competitive edge as a freelancer. More and more content is being published online, and more businesses need to ensure that that content is still relevant for today. So Tracy Wallace, Director of Content Strategy at Klaviyo, said that 20 to 30% of their blog posts each quarter are refreshers to existing content. So she says, we compete in the email marketing and marketing automation SEO space and have tough competitors who have been at this for longer than we have. How we refresh content is built into both our content strategy and our content production process. So for businesses, updating older content can bring immediate conversion since Google favors fresh content and may temporarily elevate that piece in the SERPs. Updating older content looks good for businesses also. People don't want to read outdated content with wrong information or outbound links that turn up 404 pages, right? And with the updated information, businesses can gain new backlinks. So you can see from just this little snapshot that it's in the best interest for businesses to hire an expert freelance writer who knows how to optimize and update older content. There are businesses out there that will emphasize updating older content as much or even more than producing new content. So when you offer that service, I want you to market that heavily, because there are businesses out there that they may end up using AI to create all this content, and then let's say 6 months down the road, they need to update that content, they need to make it better. So a client may want you to update an article that is no longer ranking for the primary keyword, it has declining conversions, it just never took off, and it needs a content rehaul due to how old the post is. So based on these ideas, your update process will vary. I won't go into each way to update a blog post based on the keyword or declining conversions and things like that. But I will focus on the last one. So I have an old blog post I wrote on Sendable, so I can show you the things that I would do to update that content. So it's a data-driven guide to increasing your brand's exposure on Pinterest, and it was written in 2018. Just in general, all social media content needs to be updated heavily and frequently because things change. For example, if I wrote this about Instagram, I'm going to have no mention of Reels that was introduced in 2020. So it's in the best interest that I update the content to help businesses gain more leads. So just looking at this blog post, there are a lot of stats. It's my job to go through all of these links to make sure they're relevant. Do they still show up, or do they go to a 404 page? Is this link still relevant? Do these still hold true, or do I need to update these stats and make them more relevant to this year? When I go down here, even all of these screenshots are old. This is not what Pinterest looks like right now. When I go to Pinterest, Pinterest profile, you can see this is what it looks like. So your image is on the top of your title, and then underneath is this. So I would have to update the screenshots of this right here. And same with all of these if they are a different looking. Talking about the details of image sizes and stuff, is this still relevant right now? Things have changed. You know, Pinterest has added idea pins. That's a different size than a static pin. So these things that I need to incorporate into this post. Here's another stat. Is that still relevant? Is the ratio still relevant? Is this still relevant as well? One thing that I noticed in this post was here, best times of day to pin. I looked at the data from HubSpot, which gave me these great times, but is that still relevant to this year? If I Google it, I can see here that CoSchedule says the best time is 7 p.m., 3:15, and 8:41 a.m. So I can go into the post and see, well, is it on certain days? Is it every day of the week? And update my post by saying data from Meet Edgar instead. Same thing with how much should you pin? I looked at Sarah Titus's content and Social Media Examiner's content, and they suggest 20 to 30 times a day. Is this still relevant? Well, if I Google it now on Meet Edgar, it says only 15 to 25 pins per day is a good number to shoot for, right? So that drastically changes the marketing strategy for businesses. They don't want to pump out and share 20, 30 pins a day. They only want to do a lower amount of pins per day. So I would definitely update this content. It might need a new introduction here to talk more about, let's say, where Pinterest fits in the landscape of social media. TikTok is new. Short video is new. How is Pinterest working on that, right? And then I would bring in about idea pins. I would bring in that Pinterest is toying with going live on their platform. These are things that I would add to my content that is new and relevant. And when I do that for a client, of course, I'm going to not only charge for the words that I put into the content, but the hours that I spend. So this is more of like your editing, I guess, developmental editing, but I would still offer it more of a content refresher because it's more relevant to what people and businesses know of rather than hiring an editor, right? Because that has a different connotation. But you would be charging an hourly rate based on what you want and how much you think is worth. You know, for me, my editing rate is, I don't know, between 60 and 70 an hour. For content refreshing, it might be a slightly higher because I am having to source new examples, source new stats. And that whole process for me can take a couple hours, right? And it's detailed. I have to scour Twitter and LinkedIn, news sites. I have to look at case studies, all that stuff. So my time is more valuable than just reading the content and editing it, right? So I might charge even more. So when marketing this new service, I would definitely add it to your writer website copy. So for me, if I was going to add content refreshers, which I'm seriously considering doing something like that, then I would definitely add it here on what I do. So perhaps, I might put a hold on email welcome series right now and add content refreshers in this place, right? And then I would talk about it in my Hire Me here. So I might even put it up front as like a new thing. And it's important now that AI is here, you might have to change that content down the road. This is where I would add that content in this area, and I would add it again here. I would also add it to my author bios when I land a client piece. So, Elna Kane is a B2B SaaS digital marketing writer who also does content refreshers for them or whatever. I would add that into my author bio because that is seen by other people. I would add it to my LinkedIn title too, because that can show up when I comment on people. So if I put, B2B SaaS writer and content refresher, then that will drum up some business as well. All right. So those are the things that, I would do to sort of get my name out there, my new service out there. And then I would prospect. I would go specifically to businesses and people and tell them about my new service. All right. That's a little bit of cold pitching, but just letting them know that you offer this new service and that if they need that or if they know someone, all right. So that's important. If they know someone to, tell them about you. So that's how I would sort of open the doors to a new service for people. And then you can also write about it, do a guest post on a site and talk about content refreshing. You can do a guest post for Freelancer FAQs. I own that and manage that site. So, it's all guest contributors. I don't think I have a post. I may have one post about updating old content, but you can call it content refreshing, what that entails. Maybe you can pick about how to optimize for keywords instead, how to change a keyword, other ways to optimize and update old content. If you create content around that through guest blogs, through even a client piece, you can pitch that topic, and through your own blog, that just gets you more notice, and you can share it on Twitter, you can share it on LinkedIn, you can write about it on Medium. These are the things that can help you open the doors to a new service. Let me know in the comments below if this is something they're interested in. Let me know if you already offer this, and any tips that you can help for other writers that would be helpful too. And don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.